And hello, people of the known universe. Welcome to my channel, Circles a Lot. You're cool, I'm cool, we're all super cool. So as you know, I have been on the hunt for quite a while for a really good power bank solution that also meets the 3C or CCC certification requirement. So I posted a previous video on some attempts to import and identify power bank products that are potential candidates, and as you know, I've generally been somewhat unsuccessful in finding something, and also noting that a lot of the products that I've come across appear to actually be fake, which is kind of a little bit concerning. So anyway, behind the scenes for the past several weeks, actually let's call it a few months, I have been on and off purchasing and testing out a variety of batteries and products, and finally I have actually come across a set of products that I think might do the job. So what better thing to do than post a video? So here I am. So let me jump on in and show you what I've got here. So really, the bottom line is there are, out of this batch, I think there's one battery product that I'm going to call travel worthy for Circles a Lot. And so this is the VENTION FHP product from AliExpress. Also in this video I'm reporting out on a couple of other products that I thought you might be kind of interested in seeing. So on Amazon, when you search for power bank batteries that have the CCC certification, really the main one that pops up is a product called Python. And so I figured, hey, let me test that one too, see what it's up to, and so I added that to this video. Let me get going and show you what I have. Yeah, so as always, I've got my disclaimers. All the data's my own, all the testing's my own. I'm on a personal quest to find the best medicine, travel, cooler and accessory products that are out there for my travel needs, and I'm just reporting out on what I find along the way. Let's keep on going. So of course, just a map of the world of import scenarios, and of course just a quick flashback of the previous presentation that I gave on 3C certification and what that's all about. So you're very welcome to kind of Google this and read about this offline. But basically, as a result of several incidents with airlines in China having batteries that have caught on fire, they've really kind of beefed up the regulations around what is or is not allowed in terms of power banks on flights, and hence now we have 3C certification for flying, I guess, in and around China. So let's keep on going. So this just basically goes right into the products. So in this example, there's 3 products that I ordered. They are conveniently labeled 91, 93, and 92. One of them is called the VENTION, and it's CCC certified. It's 20,000 milliamp hours. The next one is just a different, I guess, model or iteration of the VENTION 3C certification. I thought this one was interesting because they had these two little, I guess, power adapters that were built in and conveniently tucked into the rear of the case. So I thought that was quite interesting. I thought that might be a little bit more convenient for travel purposes. So anyway, so I ordered both of these to give them a try. And then finally, as I mentioned, I ordered also a Python 3C certified power bank from Amazon to see if that was any good. So let's jump on in. And by the way, maybe I should also mention the VENTION power banks. They took about three weeks to arrive, so not too bad considering these went through import-export from China to get to my home in California. So this, these next few slides just sort of flash up a little bit more detail on each of these products, so you can kind of get an idea of how they were advertised and marketed, either on AliExpress or on Amazon. So these are just sort of stock photos from the vendor. So here now you can see the Python product and a little bit about how that was advertised on Amazon. And then finally you can get to see the other VENTION battery here. So this one differing a little bit, that it had sort of this carry case handle thing. Actually, I thought this little handle thing was kind of clunky. Originally I thought that it might even be a disguised power plug, but it's a very sort of strange looking thing, and then actually it was a little bit hard to undo, and then I finally realized that it actually was a power cable. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Anyway, just a heads up on that. And so this is just a little flashback from the previous presentation I gave. As you know, I was trying to order some other batteries for a while now, and in the previous batch it was very obvious that these were sort of, they had sort of these fake CCC stamps. All of these batteries were ultimately returned back to the supplier for a refund because they were essentially fake. But just a little flashback there so you can recall that previous presentation. So now let's actually have a look at these batteries. So now these really start to look like much more authentic, genuine products. They've got the VENTION brand. They're appropriately labeled. They've got all of the different certifications. The certifications look authentic and genuine. The box has the certifications and also the back of the battery, and the certification markings and stuff look to be, let's say, not home printed but more professionally printed, and so this is sort of zoning in a little bit more closely on that, and you can kind of see here the CCC certification marks. So this to me looks authentic, much more authentic. And I was trying to poke around with the manufacturer websites and stuff, and a lot of these barcodes and serial numbers and other things appear to be authentic when you try to kind of search them and other stuff like that. So that was kind of cool to see. Keep on going to show you the other products. So this was the Amazon product, the Python. It had here's the carton that it came in. Here you can kind of see the CCC certification stamp. Looks pretty professional. And what I actually liked about this product is it had this QR code that you could sign, and when you when you scanned this QR code, it took you to a validation website that sort of gave you a little bit more information on this product. And so all looks very nice, very authentic. I mean, I'm sure you could create a QR code to go to any website. The website shown here, usyunma99.com, was a little bit strange, but actually what I realized was there was a pass-through website where it first went to Python and then passed through to go to this certification website. And so it actually did feel or seem like it was sort of ultimately genuine. But anyway, kind of interesting to see. And then last but not least, there was the other VENTION battery. So here you can kind of see it. You can kind of see the front, the back. You've got the packaging logo with the certifications on the back. And then zooming in a little bit more closely, you can kind of see the CCC mark there. And so again, looks pretty good. Looks pretty genuine. If it's not, then I don't know, but I think I can buy this one. I think I can buy into this one. So all right, so now let's kind of start testing this stuff out. So here's the VENTION, the FHP model, and so a couple of things to do here was really just to kind of test out the different ports and also the included plug. And so this is just giving you a kind of a quick little tour of what it looks like. You can kind of see there's different ports, and so here I have my two testing units. I have a 4 family Voyager, and then I have an RX Coolers Mini. And so these are for my test inventory. So now what I'm doing here basically is I'm just trying in different combinations of plugging the cooler into the unit to make sure it powers up and works, and then plugging the battery into the mains to see how the battery performs when you plug or unplug it from the mains, and whether it auto shuts down or not. So the good news here is that although the battery does detect power interruptions and cycle from power mode to battery mode, it actually does sustain the power of the cooler, which is great. This is exactly what we need. We need a battery that does not auto shut off or shut itself down when it gets plugged into the mains, because that won't be a good thing if you're running a cooler on your flight or in a hotel room and the mains power or the USB power somehow gets turned off. That would then mean that your cooler will get shut off as well. So very cool to see this. This one is definitely a very viable candidate for travel. And what you can also see here is I tested both ports simultaneously just to see if that was of interest or if it could work. So you could see there also that this battery was able to both simultaneously power the RX Cooler Mini and the 4 family Voyager from both of its ports. And then finally I used the included tether or power tether just to make sure that was functional as well. And as you can see, it when you do have the mains power interruption, it will cycle to battery mode and continue to power the unit. So this is excellent to see. This was all around a very promising first pass. Now of course I want to put this to its full paces as well. Okay, I'll keep on going. Now we can take a look at the next battery here. So this is the Python. This one was the product, the main product that's being sold on Amazon at the moment. So it's a pretty elegant looking battery as well. It also has 2 USB ports in addition to the power port that sits kind of more in the middle. So I've got this one now powered up to the mains, and gonna try out to see if it does the trick here in different combinations of plugging and unplugging. So here you can see with the 4-All Family Voyager, it continues to power the unit when it cycles from mains power to battery power, so this is excellent. It doesn't auto shut down, and I tried both ports here, and both ports have the same behavior where they will sustain power to the cooler. So the cooler does momentarily flash off and on as the battery cycles from the mains mode to the power mode, but that's okay. As long as it doesn't auto shut down, that's the piece that you're kind of watching for here. And then just like the other battery, you can see that you can actually power both of these coolers simultaneously from both of these ports, which may or may not be handy depending on what you have in mind travel wise. But likewise, this was a good result here to kind of see that in action. So, and I just wanted to show you that so you can kind of see that with your own eyes there. And then finally, in this sort of power on, power off test, we got the second VENTION. So this model is called the XGY40. I'm sure there's a reason why they've named it that. So there you can kind of see that little sort of handle slash power port thing. So now I'm actually going to just plug it into the mains power, get it up and running. So this battery is a little bit different because it only has one USB port, not two, which may or may not be a problem depending on what your needs are. But basically, the quick version here is likewise when you plug in the coolers and then you interrupt the mains power supply, it doesn't auto shut off or power down. It will switch from mains power to battery power and continue to sustain the cooler, which is fantastic. And then you can see it doing the same with the 4-All Family Voyager and the RX Coolers Mini. Just a heads up, I have a lot of different coolers, but typically the cooler that is the most sensitive to sort of, let's call it, battery programming and electronics is the 4-All Family Voyager. That one's the one that tends to be the most let's say finicky or sensitive to functionality with batteries. I've come across many batteries that are just simply not even able to power it on. And then on also many occasions, the battery may power on, but may just sort of auto shut down. So there's the tour of the power on, power off stuff. So you can kind of see that really all of these batteries did very well in regards to that. So let's kind of keep on going here. So one thing I did notice about the little power cables that came with their batteries, I did notice that they got extremely hot when you start to sort of charge them, and so I think if I was to travel with these batteries, I would not use the included power plug. Not 100% sure what's going on, but I'm guessing maybe the gauge of the wire, or the wire is just not quite adequate in terms of the wattage or the charge that's kind of flowing through that cable, and it just gets super hot. And what's interesting is when I switched in this photo here, you can kind of see this is what it looks like when the battery's charging, and then here the middle one is a battery that's been fully charged, and it's so now that it's sort of sitting there, it's just trickle charging. So you can kind of see even in the thermal camera here the substantial difference. And then here on the right, I was trying to illustrate, this is one of my power cables, and you can kind of see how it how this battery, the cable just does not get as hot as the one that's included. So that would be maybe my only snag or watch out that I came across with these batteries in regards to the cables, which is that the included cables somehow I just think are maybe super cheap and are not cut up to do the job that they were supposed to. And so now the money shot really. So testing the batteries live with coolers overnight and stuff. Actually, these are quite long tests to do. So I've got this generic table, but I really just for this testing round focused on the RX Coolers Mini. And this is sort of the money shot. Basically, the VENTION FHP was able to sustain power to the RX Coolers Mini for 27 hours. So that's one charge, had it going for 27 hours, which is super amazing. The VENTION XG-Y40 model, which VENTION also rate as 20,000 milliamp hours, that one was able to power the RX Coolers Mini for 21.5 hours, which is also not too bad, but not quite as wow as the FHP model. And then finally, interestingly enough, the Python model from Amazon. So all of these are all certified CCC, which is why they're interesting. But it had a power down problem. And so midway through testing, at around about the halfway mark, it switched down. So originally, when I first did this experiment, I thought that was quite, frankly, the capacity of the battery, because I've seen some of these sort of cheap knockoff batteries where they claim to be 20,000 milliamp hour, and really they're somehow not. They're probably like half of that, maybe 10,000, and then when you test them live, they only sort of last about 10 hours or whatever. So when I first saw the results of this, I was like, oh, that's kind of strange. I guess it's maybe it's a knockoff or something. And then when I plug the battery back in to charge, I noticed that it was still at 45% in this case. And so then I realized that it actually just sort of powered down by itself. I reran the test, and it redid the same thing at around about the 50 mark. And so just a heads up, there's something going on here with this Python power bank that causes it to power down. Now, I was debating maybe the battery that I had was faulty. I don't know, but hey, I'm just reporting out on what I saw here. But this is an absolute no-go if this is kind of a design feature where it sort of powers down at the halfway mark or something. That's just not going to work, because you might be midway through a flight or something. So yeah. Anyway, very interesting to see that. I included the data from the previous battery tests that I did. So here, you can freeze this slide if you want to, just to kind of look back and kind of see. But if you recall, I had these Xiaomi batteries that I tried to test, and there was the OnePlus batteries and other stuff, and these were all essentially fake products that were very disappointing. And even the one that went out to that sort of 25-hour mark was actually like an 80,000 milliamp hour battery, which was like very strange. Anyway, so that was here's just a refresher on my previous data for your curiosity. So where does that land us? Well, there's actually, two really nice products here, both the VENTION, so the FHP and the XGY40. I think between the two, I'm going to lean towards the FHP model because it's a little bit slimmer and slicker, and then of course it lasted a little bit longer. The RX Coolers Mini went to 27 hours. Versus the other one, but the Python, based on this testing round, I'm gonna write that off as a no-go. So just a heads up on that. But to its credit, maybe this particular unit was faulty somehow. But I don't know. I don't have enough time here to keep doing trial and error runs. But I have to say, the VENTION FHP, I think I can travel with that one. That one hit the sweet spot for me. So I gave it a nice little diamond there. If you're kind of looking at my graphics. So there you go. One interesting thing, so on eBay I was kind of having a little bit of a poke around and a little bit of a look to see how popular or who's kind of selling these different products, and there were some pretty hilarious stores. One of them that showed up was from Italy. They had quite good prices. They were selling some of these for like $62, but then when you looked at the delivery charge, it was $120 for the delivery. You sort of like realize something a little bit strange going on here. So anyway, just to watch out here if you're going to try and hunt for these products on eBay. The shipping fees, the import fees, the markup fees. There's something going on, and so don't get scammed, don't get conned. And who knows? Maybe they're fake products as well. So you never know. But as you know, the store. So I ordered my units here from AliExpress, and the store that I ordered from was called VENTION Flagship store. So actually what was interesting was after I did the test, I went back and I wanted to order some more inventory because I realized this was really good product, and the price went up a little bit. So when I first ordered them a few weeks ago, these batteries were sitting at $25, and they're now hovering around the $38 mark. So, but anyway, just a heads up, the store will sometimes include free shipping and other things. So yeah, so don't get scammed, don't get conned. Get a good deal on these batteries because they might do the job for you. I have some inventory of this battery. So as you know, I've got my eBay store up and running. Just to forewarn you, all the prices on the eBay store were heavily marked up because I didn't want random shoppers to grab inventory that's kind of special for medicine travelers such as yourself. So when you look at my store, please don't look at the prices that are posted, because those are just artifact marked up prices to deliberately stop people from just randomly buying the stuff on my store. But you can very happily order this product directly from my store if you like. I will give you the import prices that I have, but just note that there are eBay fees and shipping and all of that. So definitely be generous when you make your offer. But I'm not in the business of price gouging. I'm really here just to help you get the best deals possible. But in this particular case, I've already done the hard work. I've placed the orders. I've got the stuff to the US. It's gone through import and customs and all of that, and it's ready for you to grab if you want it. So there it is, if it helps the cause. So that's a wrap for me. And yeah, I'm actually very excited with this video because Finally, for the first time, I've actually come across a power bank product that has authentic CCC certification that I will happily use with my travel journeys, and so very excited to be able to bring this video to you. Wishing you a wonderful weekend, a wonderful February, and talk to you again.